Lieutenant Chris Olivarez with the Texas Department of Public Safety joining me right now. Lieutenant Olivarez, good to see you as always. You know, some are calling this the sequel to El Chapo in 2019. Garcia Luna allegedly taking cash bribes from cartel operatives. This is not something that we've never heard of between the Mexican government and drug dealers. But what's significant about this case?
Right, Adrienne. So good morning. So, of course, we know there's always been some type of form of corruption, especially in Mexico with elected officials, because the Mexican cartels are just so powerful. I mean, they're able to infiltrate, top officials in Mexico, especially those in the government, as well as law enforcement and the military. But what's significant about this case that you have Mexico's law enforcement top leader that was working in collusion with the most powerful cartel in Mexico, the Sinaloa cartel. It really goes to show you the extent that these cartels and how much they're able to influence elected officials in Mexico. And also, when we talk about this crisis right now at our border, just not in terms of the humanitarian crisis, but we talk about the drugs, the amount of fentanyl that's coming across our border. I think that's one of the challenges that Mexico has to face, the fact that they're dealing with corruption, pretty much not knowing who's involved with the cartels. So just so much money involved in trafficking drugs across that border.
In terms of Garcia Luna meeting frequently with U.S. security officials, I mean, there are a lot of articles out this morning on this particular case. They found alleged corruption years before this indictment. But is there any way to know whether he shared intelligence with the cartel that could threaten America's security? And are we seeing any impacts of that today?
Well, that's a great question. Of course, that's a very high probability that could have happened, especially when you have Mexican top officials that are sharing information or working with law enforcement or any type of intelligence on the United States. I mean, there's information that's being shared. Now, of course, that's always going to be a question as to how much information was shared, what was shared, and what information that this top leaders share with the Mexican cartels, especially in terms of logistics and security and how we're in intel as far as how we're working, how we're monitoring cartels. Of course, that's very valuable information to the cartels because they always want to know what the United States is doing, what they're monitoring, how they're going after them. So that's going to be a great question. I'm sure it's going to come up in the trial. And of course, it just goes, like as I mentioned, shows the extent of how some of these officials are working with these cartels. And also, the concerning part is that when some of these officials are working with officials in the United States as well and sharing that intelligence, that's very concerning. That's a threat to national security.
Well, and I'm sure that with this case brought to light, U.S. intelligence is digging deeper into any current corruption that's going on between members of the Mexican government and the cartel. I've got to get to the border because clearly December, another record month, over 250,000, 250,000 people encountering law enforcement there, Border Patrol agents. This is so staggering, and that's just in 1 month. If you multiply that for the entire year, I mean, these are the millions of people, and that's just the known encounters, not the gotaways. President Biden giving his revamped plan, it really has just begun. But is there hope that the president and the federal government will do more and that this will actually help in terms of staving off the number of people crossing illegally?
Well, we're very hopeful as a state. And of course, those numbers are very staggering. I mean, that's been the highest number that we've ever seen historically in terms of encounters. And that's in December. And historically, December has always been a month where we see low numbers in terms of encounters. But also, that's not even including the known gotaways. We had over 70,000 known gotaways just for the month of December alone. Those are individuals that have been able to sneak by law enforcement and have already made it into the country, and we don't know where they're at. So we're very hopeful with this new strategy, but again, we've seen these type of discussions before. We've seen these plans before from the very beginning, and they have not been very effective, and the numbers show that. So we'll have to see what January's numbers are going to look like and how it's going to look moving forward. But what I can tell you for a fact, though, we're still dealing with an increase in human smuggling. That has not decreased whatsoever. And also those that are trying to get away from law enforcement, the gotaways. So that's still a very significant problem that we're having to face here in Texas. And also the drugs that are coming across, that has not slowed down either. I mean, fentanyl is coming across our border every single day, especially in Arizona. So we're very optimistic to see what's going to happen with the strategy and with this plan. I mean, we're very hopeful that it's going to work. We want to see the numbers to decrease. But, again, they're only targeting 4 populations. You had over 170 different individuals from all over the world that were coming into the United States. So there has to be a more overall plan as far as long-term solution to try to stop the amount of people that are coming across and have a more controlled and humane effort in that.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.